I have one book that I'm currently reading, which is No Matter What by Cara Bastone. The couple in this book are going through a rough patch. They have been in an accident and it has kind of changed the way that they interact with each other. It's changed the dynamic and they are always tiptoeing around each other. They're never really upfront about their feelings and it's leading to a strain in the marriage. This book starts off with the male main character moving out of the space, and our female main character kind of sneaks around to his new apartment to see where he's living, but she is roped into an art class that happens in the building. You can tell that they love each other still, but again, they are not communicating in the way that they should, and everything keeps getting misconstrued. Halfway in, I do want the miscommunication to stop. It has managed to not get on my nerves yet, but that kind of deal has the potential to. So I hope that they can start to work through stuff. And it seems like they are where I am in the book. So that's my first update on No Matter What. I'm done with No Matter What. And I have thoughts about this book. I liked some parts of this book, but I can't fully get behind it because the conflict is so dumb. The ways in which it did not make sense to me that these two people could not even complete a thought out loud to the other person was bizarre. You guys are married to each other. Why are you not speaking? It's Roz thinks for a good chunk of this book that Vin no longer wants to be in this marriage, and that thought goes away after a simple conversation. What? Vin's inability to actually say what's on his mind went from something that was a little endearing at the beginning to something very ridiculous by the 60% mark. I'm like, can you form a thought and say it out loud to your wife? It wasn't all bad. There were things I liked about it. Art is a big part of this book. Roz starts taking art classes and it helps her work through her emotions about the accident and her relationship. There are a lot of side characters that I actually enjoyed. I really liked Vin's brother. I'm forgetting his name right now, but he was just a really fun side character. But the miscommunication, I feel like I haven't read a really, really, really good romance book in a while. This one was a little bit disappointing, unfortunately. So, on to the next book. I actually ended up getting Release Me by Tahereh Mafi in yesterday. I got the audiobook version from my library. I've listened to a good chunk of it. I am 50% in, or almost 50% in to that book, and I don't think I've given a single one of her books more than 3 stars. I'm never actually completely obsessed with any of the books I've read, and I've read maybe 7, at least 7. I read pretty much all the Shatter Me books. I read This Woven Kingdom books, and then I read the first book in this new series. And yet I keep coming back. I don't know what it is. Actually, I do. Her books are just so easy to read and get through, and they're always just gonna be a 3 star. I'm never picking up one of her books to be blown away. I kind of know what I'm getting myself into when I start them. It's gonna be an easy book. I might have a little bit of fun. The romance is gonna be cute. And the plot is going to be questionable. I went into Release Me kind of thinking I needed a refresher on the first book. You don't. Every single book I've read from her, it'll be 400 pages, and you would be shocked about how little actually happens in them. 50% into this book, the only things that have happened, Rosabelle has tried to escape, and James and Aaron have been fighting the whole time. They've just been arguing back and forth. Right. I will probably finish this book today or tomorrow because I am speed running this audiobook, and then I'll give my final thoughts. It's not going to be higher than 3 stars though, I can tell you that. Final update on Release Me, I'm going to give it a 2.75 stars. I knew I wasn't going to give it more than 3 stars. My issue with these books is that there'll be 400 pages of nothing. It's a consistent issue that I have with this author, so I'm kind of just over it. I don't know if I said it in my last clip, but I'm gonna read the final book in the This Woven Kingdom series, and then I'm not gonna pick up a book from this author, I don't think, ever again. Tahereh Mafi should have just kept adding on to the Shatter Me series books instead of making it a spinoff with 2 characters that I don't think people really care that much about. This book has a lot of Aaron and Juliet in it, a lot more than I thought it was going to have. And in all the positive reviews I've read of this book, all everyone's talking about is Aaron and Juliet. So I just feel like people don't care. They're not as invested in James. They're not as invested in Rosabelle. When you need to like supplement this new series with old characters that are really beloved, I kind of think we have an issue. If the old characters were not in this book, I don't really know if people would care. That's just what I think though. So I did start a new book. It's called Into the Blue. I haven't read anything from this author. This might be a debut. It's her second book. So this book follows two characters, AJ and Noah. AJ really wants to be on SNL one day, and Noah comes from an actor dynasty. Like, his family members are really big in that industry. They cross paths and grow a friendship, but one day Noah just kind of disappears. 7 years later, they end up on the same TV show. So I'm 15% into that book. I'm liking it so far. I don't have much to say right now, but I do have really high expectations for this book. The way that it's set up has the potential to be a book that I really end up enjoying. So I really hope we continue to go up from here because I like it so far. I just finished Into the Blue. And when I say I just finished it, I literally put the book down and turned on this camera. I'm speechless. The best book I've read all year. What can I say about this? This book felt like it was kind of made in a lab for me to enjoy. It had so many things in it that I love in romance books. This is a second chance romance. And while I was reading this book, I couldn't help but compare it to No Matter What. The connection that the two main characters have with each other is undeniable. This book was so well written. You can just tell that there was such a level of intention behind everything that this author was doing. And it was also really interesting the way that the show and acting aspect came into this book was like nothing I've read before. There are time jumps in this book, and each time jump was a different set that these two characters were on together filming. So there was a shorter amount of time that these two characters were together at any given year. Every single word on the page just felt so intentional. It didn't feel like there was no filler. Like, I was fully engaged in every single page of this book. Guys, it was good. Oh my gosh, I'm like, the feeling when you read a good book, oh my God. Every single page was just perfectly crafted. I don't know how she did it. This book was crazy. Oh my God, this book was crazy. I can't even express, maybe it is a 5-star. I can never commit to giving a book 5 stars. Also, this book was kind of like it felt like a love letter to fandom in a way. They're on the show, right? And it kind of forms a cult-like following, and people are writing fan fiction about it, and there are conventions that people go to and they dress up, and I don't know if that was the author's intention. Like, I wonder if they are part of any big fandom, because it really felt like this author was trying to shine a light on fandom in a way. Maybe one thing that people might get annoyed with is Noah, the main character, the male main character, he has like a self-sacrificing thing going on. But to me, not to bring up that book again, the male main character in No Matter What also did this, but the reasoning, again, didn't really add up to me. Whereas this book, the reason that Noah does this is completely sound to me. He has very real reasons to why he's acting out this way, and I couldn't fault him for the way that he was dealing with all these situations. So, I don't know, I gave him a pass. Like, sorry, that might be a little bit hypocritical to hate it in the one book and love it in this one, but also not really, because Noah had a real concrete reason to be acting this way. So, another lashing for the other book. Sorry. If you like Taylor Jenkins Reid and Emily Henry, read this book. I'm so glad I'm ending this video on such a high note. Finally, some good food. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want, you can subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.